Good morning. We can start this press conference and we address the topic, which is the reopening of the fairs. On the 6th of June, Saturday, the daily Sole 24 Ore published an article about the sector of fairs, which is a sector which is worth 60 billion euros per year and that has been blocked since March. This sector drives 50% of exports of our businesses, which means that 50% of contacts and orders for businesses actually start at fairs. And fairs are really an economic engine, a driving force with benefits for the areas where they are located. So we know that soon the fair activities will be resumed. President Pellegrini, let's talk about this important topic. So is it so that you will soon become active again and will fix the dates of the new events? Absolutely. I really believe that today we can communicate that our activity is about to be resumed fully. We can do so because in these weeks, this pandemic is less strong, is increasingly under control, and due to this, institutions, the Italian government, have designed and defined protocols for the organization of important fair events, including our own. So we thought about it. We thought what we could do to try and remedy, in part at least, the damage that this pandemic has caused to the economy, to the businesses, to the sector of leather goods and footwear. We know very well, and this has become a priority for us, how important it is not to block this sector. So we thought what we could do in order to find new dates for Expo, Riva, Schuh and Gardabags. The winter edition has always been in January, so in the past it was in January, but due to the new situation that has been created, we decided to anticipate the winter edition in December. And we decided to have it from the 11th to the 14th of December and start not as we usually would do on the day of Saturday, but on Friday. We believe that by doing so, we can actually meet the real needs of the market and of our staff. Well, let me ask a sort of difficult question, a nasty question, if I may say so. When a decision is made about the dates of an event, there are so many interests at stake, those of the exhibitors and visitors and the area and the fair organization. You have to strike a balance between and among all these interests. So I ask you, you certainly talked to different stakeholders and interlocutors. Well, who had the biggest importance in deciding when to hold the fair, which is going to be from the 11th to the 14th of December? Well, we decided to make a very thorough analysis of the past weeks and months in order to involve all our stakeholders and our buyers, so people who come to our fair to analyze and buy the products and analyze them, of course, and producers as them. We really made an effort in order to find the right timing for Expo, Riva, Schuh and Gardabags in order to reconcile and combine all needs. It was not an easy piece of work. It was not easy at all, but it was a very thorough work that we performed, and based on that, we managed to see that basically the vast majority of our buyers and of our exhibitors agreed on the dates that I mentioned, the 11th, the 12th, 13th, and 14th of December, because they told us that that was the best period and timing in order to accommodate the interests both of producers and of those who place the products on the market. And also the local businesses and the area agreed with this proposal. So basically we had a very positive squaring of the circle, a very interesting one for all, I believe. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Now, Director Albarelli, at your first edition of Expo Riva Schuh and Gardabags, we might say that you have to tackle really the most complex challenge that the fair had to meet in the past 40 years. The challenge today is to win our fears and concerns. We are worried due to the infection, due to this virus. So, Director, please convince us that we will be fully safe here in December. Well, thank you very much for your question. I use this opportunity to say hello to all of you who are following this event online and live, and we will soon meet in person, I'm sure. I will start by saying that Riva del Garda and Trentino have always been recognized for their healthiness due to the presence of the lake and of the mountains. This is one of the Italian provinces that has always boasted record results in terms of well-being and the wealth of people, of the citizens, because this area is highly organized, very well managed, and the order, the system, the health system work perfectly. Italy is one of the best countries in the world in terms of the efficiency of its health system, and Trentino is one of the excellent provinces in Italy in this respect. So we can certainly prepare people in terms of the protocols and the management of the flow of people at the fair, setting up systems and teams of people that can manage fully safely the fair. So this is something that we can easily do. What about the measures that we will adopt? Evidently, we will adopt all measures that abide by the protocols that have been adopted by all nations of the past months. We will, of course, avoid massive entries and access by people. We will regulate access. We will redistribute spaces, the layouts, in order to favor social distancing. We will have sanification operations in order to keep all environments healthy. We will have proper ventilation and a system to control and regulate appointments at the stands and booths so that business can take place without running any risks in a totally safe environment. So these are the measures that we will take. Some of them we are absolutely confident that we will be very good at it. Well, let's now talk for a moment about the sector itself, the sector of footwear and leather goods. Indeed, this has been a complicated year. The June edition of the fair was cancelled, but of course the sector, the businesses, cannot afford to stop working. And the spring-summer 2021 season starts in a climate of uncertainty. So, Director, my question to you is the following. Please help us understand what role the fair can have, what role Expo Riva Schuh and Gardabags can have in these months. In the coming months, we will have to renounce a bit to the relational human component, which actually entails that people meet in person. So what will the fair do in this period in order to help us keep in touch and to help operators keep in touch? Well, certainly, the lockdown period forced us to think in an alternative way. And we exploited this opportunity in order to plan the future, to think about the services and the activities that we could organize for our exhibitors and visitors before the fair, during the fair, and after the fair, in order to keep in touch with the exhibitors, as I said, and the visitors, and help business. So, we decided before December to have a number of appointments. A first appointment will be a webinar on the 22nd of July, and that is going to be a very important moment because we will have special guests. We will take stock of the situation, we will understand what is happening at world level in the sector of the footwear, because COVID, as you said, has had a very strong impact on all sectors. And as you said, the footwear sector suffered a reduction, a major reduction in sales. So many businesses have difficulties. We now have to move from this difficult forward and recover. So we involved associations that at European and at world level can tell us, based on data, based on their experience, what the situation is and the future, what will happen in the future. APICAPS will be one of our important guests. It will obviously represent Europe with its general manager. Then we will have the area outside Europe with Abicalçados, Brazil, with its general manager. We will have the Council of Leather Export from India to tell about the Indian experience. And we know that in this phase, India is facing a difficult moment for COVID, perhaps more difficult than others, and then we will have a CLIA from China. We will bring together ideas and the experiences of the associations and the experiences of exhibitors and the buyers, so we will join efforts. Then we will meet again on the 29th of September and we will focus on retail in order to understand, to redefine this approach and culture behind footwear and clothing, especially footwear, of course, in the post-COVID world. And then we will have on the 10th of November a new meeting about the trends of fashion for the new great ideas for the following year. So we got equipped so that we can remain together with our exhibitors and visitors and keep in touch with the market, also through these online moments. Well, thank you, Director. Chairman Pellegrini, you told us that you talked to stakeholders and made a decision. When a decision is made about the dates of a fair, this is an important decision and an important moment. There is trepidation on the part of the market in order to understand what will happen in the future. So, the winter edition of the fair will be from the 11th to the 14th of December. What can we expect for the future? Are you thinking of replicating this decision in the next years, or will you go back to the traditional period in January? Well, you see, the period, the timing of a great international event, as is the case with Gardabags and Expo Riva Schuh, is always a strategic fact. This is an exceptional moment. And so we anticipated the dates in order to keep in touch with the sector, and we anticipated to December 22, this important event. But I will repeat that we decided to anticipate the winter edition due to the fact that this is an exceptional moment. No decision has been made yet for the following editions. So in the upcoming months, we will again talk to stakeholders, and as we did when deciding when to hold the fair, which is going to be in December this year, we will decide together and involve all stakeholders and hear from them what is the best period for them, the best dates for their business and to develop their business. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So, before concluding this press conference, let me thank the Chairman Pellegrini and Director Albarelli of Expo Riva Schuh and Gardabags for sharing their ideas, and I would like to recap a number of things. First of all, dates. Please mark on your calendar, in your diary, that Expo Riva Schuh and Gardabags will open on Friday, the 11th of December 2020, and will be concluded on Monday, the 14th December 2020. That is the first important message of today. Second, the fair, the organization, its staff are working so that the fair is absolutely safe. Protocols have been devised in line with the local and national provisions and indications, so we will have a safe fair. Third, you see, an empty space has been created since the month of June due to the cancellation of the summer edition. But that empty space has been filled with content and meaning, because Expo Riva Schuh and Gardabags decided to organize a series of appointments in the period between June and the month of December, when the winter edition will be held, with three events, three important moments. The first one, please write it in your diary, will be on the 22nd of July, and we will talk with representatives of the sector and representatives of the most important associations in the world in the footwear and leather goods sector. At European level, at international level, we will have very important buyers, so the protagonists of the fair will attend. The second event, and that is also very important, please write it in your diary, is the 29th of September, and is going to be about the redefinition of the retail of the future. So in that moment, we will focus on the trends in the sector of retail. The third event is going to be on the 10th of November, which means basically 1 month before the inauguration of the fair. And on that occasion, we will focus on the major topics and themes of this sector. So these are the 3 points. They are very important. We talked about them with the organizers, and so let's remember them. Now, I would like to say goodbye to all of you, and see you on the 11th of December, on the day when Expo Riva Schuh and Gardabags will be inaugurated. Thank you very much.